This public hearing by the Committee on Municipal Affairs, Tourism, Housing, and Historic Preservation is now called to order. It's about 9:03 a.m. For the record, and in accordance to 5 GCA Chapter 8, subsection 8107, notices were sent out via email to all senators and all main media broadcasting outlets on Tuesday, April 5th, which adheres to the 5-day notice, and a second notice on Monday, April 11th, which adheres to the 48-hour notice. Please note that written testimonies may be submitted after this public hearing to the office of Senator Tina Muñoz Barnes at 155 Hessler Place, Hagåtña, Guam 96910, or they can send it to us via fax or facsimile at 472-3400, and if you want to get more up to date, you can send it via email at senator@tinamuñozbarnes.com. If there are any further questions or inquiries regarding the agenda this morning, you can call our office at 472-3455 or 56. And to my left, your right, is Ms. Janine Cordero, who is our office manager. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us this morning. We have a very simple agenda. I'd also like to thank my good colleague, the minority leader. I don't think he's missed a public hearing. Senator Tony Ada is here with us this morning. Thank you for coming. On the agenda is the appointment of Mr. Thomas E.B. Borja, and this is for membership, to be a member of the Guam Housing Urban Renewal Authority, GHURA, Board of Commissioners. With that being said, if I can have the list, Ms. Janine, anyone here wish to testify? I do see the director of the Guam Housing Urban Renewal Authority here, Mr. Michael Duenas. Also, has just come to my attention the former chair of the housing, who made it a point to always be here, Mr. David Sablan. I want to thank you for being here. And then we do have some family and friends here, but also the Director of Land Management. I don't want to forget. He keeps himself very busy too, Mr. Mike Borja. Good morning, Manana Sidulas. I'd like to, before I call the nominee up, if any one of you wishes to speak, I do have some names to give oral testimony. Mr. Duenas, please come and join us. Mr. Borja and Mr. Sablan. Thank you for signing in. So I'm going to still address the chair, if I may.
Yes, good morning, Madam Chair. Just for the record, I'm still the chairman of the Guam Housing and Urban Renewal Authority Board. My term has expired, but under the law, I continue to serve until the governor appoints my replacement, and the replacement is duly qualified by the body. And so I'm in that position right now.
Thank you for volunteering all the time.
Yes, I could step down, but I decided I'll just continue and serve. And we have a very small board now because we've had a death. Mr. Lewis Paulino had passed away last year, and he was our vice chairman. And then we had one appointment that joined us, but decided to resign immediately because there was a conflict with one of her siblings being a landlord under our Section 8 program.
That's Mrs. Leon Guerrero?
De La Rosa.
Oh, De La Rosa, that's right.
Ms. De La Rosa. And so we have right now on the board 5 individuals. 4 requires a quorum to conduct a meeting, so we're right at the very, near the very bottom in that regard.
Okay.
And, some of our board members have had some changes within their jobs in the civilian sector, and they have become now, their jobs have become much more critical for them to continue working. And so it's very important now that we have advised the governor of this, to please appoint some members to our board so that we don't have this problem of possibly not having a quorum to conduct a meeting, because there are a lot of issues that are before the board that needs to be addressed so that our management can have the proper direction to address those issues. Anyway, Madam Chair and Minority Leader Tony Ada, I'm very pleased to be here. My name is David Sablon. I am the current chairman of the GHURA Board of Commissioners, and I'm very pleased to be here to testify in support of Mr. Thomas E.B. Borja. Mr. Borja and I met a long time ago when he was still not yet married to Dr. Therese Damian at the time. Yes, Therese, for your information, Tom is my niece.
Yeah.
Yes, and I think it was a little party or a get-together at his mother-in-law's house, and so I was there, and I think that was the first time that I met him, and he had not yet been married, but after that, of course, they married, and they have a very successful marriage, and so I'm very pleased about that as well. Anyway, Mr. Borja, I was reviewing his resume, and he had sent it to me earlier and gave me some information on his background. I had reviewed it. He is very well versed in the business area. I think that's an asset that certainly can be used on the Board of Commissioners at GHURA. He's very articulate, for sure, and so I think he would contribute very much to the debate and the discussion of issues that GHURA faces. And so I have not much more to say, Madam Chair and Leader Ada, that Mr. Borja is absolutely qualified to be on our board, and I absolutely look forward to working with him. And he strikes me as a very committed individual to help our community here in Guam. And this is one way, of course, that he can certainly give back to our community. And I do hope that the legislature would support his nomination and vote for him to be on our board. Thank you.
Si Diyos Masi, Mr. Sablon. Mr. Duenas?
Good morning, Madam Chair and Senator Ada. My name is Michael Duenas. I'm the Executive Director for the Guam Housing and Urban Renewal Authority. I want to thank Madam Chair and the committee for always responding to GHURA's needs in terms of legislation, or in this case, promptly scheduling a confirmation hearing for Mr. Borja's appointment to the Board of Commissioners. We have at this point 5 individuals on the Board of Commissioners right now, and as Chairman Sablon mentioned earlier, some of them have their business responsibilities have picked up, and sometimes are not able to attend the meetings, which can sometimes pose a problem in terms of assembling a quorum. We are working closely with the Governor's office to fill the vacancies. I believe we should be able we anticipate that 2 more nominees should be coming to the committee hopefully before the end of the month. I have had an opportunity to review Mr. Borja's bio and believe his business experience is something that can be of value and contribute to the quality of the discussions in the board meetings. So I do look forward to his confirmation. Thank you.
Just want to see Mr. Duenas. Mr. Borja?
Good morning, Ms. Chairman and Mr. Ada, Senator Ada. I'm Mike Borja, and I come here in a personal capacity to give my wholehearted support for Thomas E.B. Borja. With full disclosure, he is my brother. And I do know that Tom has the confidence and the ability to do the job that he is going to be assigned to as one of the commissioners in the GHURA Board of Commissioners. And I do ask that this committee report him immediately out and favorably, and this legislature confirm him at the next session. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Do you have any questions for this panel? Thank you. I want to thank all of you for being here today to give oral testimony and support for Mr. Borja. And I do just want to say for the record, Mr. Chair, that through good times and bad times, you've always worked close with the family of the Guam Housing Urban Renewal Authority, and You've always, I think you're one of the few boards that always made it a point to have a quorum and work on the needs and the mandate of what GHURA provides to the community, especially as it relates to housing and the needs for even new government facilities. I want to say thank you, and I really do hope, so I can do a plug-in and the listening audience can hear us, that the governor will take the time to reappoint at least you, and I think there's another one that may have expired, that they reconsider your reappointment to this so that continuity can be kept. I want to say thank you for always being there for GHURA and working very close with the director, Mr. Mike Duenas. And I also want to say that though it's a public hearing for Mr. Thomas Borja, the need to work closely with all the government agencies is very key, and GHURA has been a very good, I'd like to say, agency to support the mandates moving forward, and also work with the different agencies that need to work closely with you. I want to thank you for that. So don't give up on me. I'm going to ask for more reappointments, Mr. Mike Duenas. I will also send a letter asking that the governor reconsider the absent members, that the positions that need to be filled. I will go ahead and ask for that so that we can complement a full board.
Yeah. If I may just add, first off, I want to thank you very much for those compliments, Madam Chair. But likewise, it's because of your support that we've been able to move forward with a lot of issues. Some of the things that we could not accomplish at the board level, we've had to refer to your office to put into law. And you responded with strong support in that regard. So I think this very close working relationship with your office has really benefited our people with regards to the housing industry here. We've built a lot of homes already in the recent few years, and so we're moving forward with that. We have very strong commitment now from our staff. They absolutely enjoy working and doing what they have to do. They work very efficiently now. We've provided them with the proper tools. We gave them a new office, and we provided them with the resources necessary to accomplish their work. We're looking at other ways to be more efficient in how we address the housing shortage on the island, and how we put new families into homes, startup homes as we would probably call it, so that they can continue to grow and then move into larger homes if they start making or if they start having a family. And so we're very focused on that to make sure that all those that need homes, whether they are in the young group or in the senior level. In fact, we've built a lot of senior type homes where cabinets are lower for those that are disabled, for example, the type of appliances that we have in the home. So we've addressed all of these things to make sure that everybody has an opportunity to own a home. And so we want to thank you for your strong support in that regard. Our board is a 7-member board. I just want to let you know that. And right now we have 5. With the addition of Mr. Borja, we would have 6. So at least we'll have some flexibility to continue to have a meeting at least once a month. We try to have 2 meetings a month so that we can address the issues as quickly as possible that management needs direction on. So we've been working along those lines for to have at least 2 meetings a month. And then, of course, when we get into the early summer, midsummer, we have to address the budget. And so that takes several meetings in a month's time to address, so that the board is fully versed in what we're faced with as far as how we're going to spend the money. And then once the board is satisfied and comfortable with the budget plan, then of course we approve it, and then it becomes the Bible, so to speak, for our management and our staff to follow. And so we appreciate if, again, as Mr. Borja, the brother, and Mr. Duenas has stated, we all support the legislature confirming Mr. Thomas E.B. Borja onto our board, so that we can have some good debate and discussion on issues facing GHURA. Thank you.
You're very welcome. With that being said, thank you so much. If there's no one else to present oral testimony on behalf of Mr. Borja, I will call the nominee up, the appointee, Mr. Borja. Good morning.
Thank you.
Please proceed.
Good morning, Madam Chairperson and Senator Etta. My name is Thomas E.B. Borja, and I've been nominated to serve on the GHURA Board of Commissioners. I'm a returned resident of the island with over 30 years of experience in management and technology. I believe my experience provides me with useful capabilities to serve on the board in areas such as federal compliance, writing, reviewing, and responding to RFPs, and contract reviews and negotiations. I understand that GHURA is federally funded and as such must comply with applicable federal guidelines and laws while providing needed services to Guam residents. I look forward to this opportunity to serve the community. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Senator Etta, do you have any comments?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good morning, Mr. Borja.
Morning.
Thank you first for accepting the governor's nomination to the Board of Commissioners. I was looking over on your resume, and just one question that I had on the packet, and that's the statement of financial interest. You have is tborja.com the only company that you have that's
Yes.
Yeah, because I'm not sure if you noticed on the packet, the rest, it said owner 100%, so it just went...
It was a form issue. When
Yeah.
it printed, that's what it showed.
That's it. And continuing looking through your packet, what an impressive resume in software development, systems management. Wow. I hope we can find other places for you to go in and... But,
My
you know,
card is there, and you can certainly call me.
I know that being on the Board of Commissioners up at GHURA, that you're going to be a very valuable asset to them. I hope that you'll be able to just make your way into there and catch up with what's going on in GHURA and how you'll be able to assist them and hopefully make things that for our families here on Guam much easier in the process that they have up there, and maybe helping and streamline those issues. And but I look forward to working with you, and you have my full support and you have my vote, and I will recommend that the Madam Chair complete your committee report and put it out in our next session. Would be April 20, I believe, Madam Chair.
The week of the 20th, yeah.
So I hope that we'll be able to get you on there, and so that you'll be able to serve our people on the Board of Commissioners.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Warren.
Yeah.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Senator Etta, thank you again for being here with me. First of all, Mr. Borja, I want to thank you for stepping up to the plate and accepting the governor's appointment to the Board of Commissioners for GHURA. I always tell those who are asked to be a part of any board or commission that it's not easy. It takes away from family time. There's a lot of volunteer work, and usually it's just a lot of labor of love, and you know, that within itself takes away from family. And at this time, I just want to thank your family for giving you the opportunity to help our community make a difference as it relates to our housing needs. I want to thank Mrs. Borja over there for making sure that you will give your time to this board, and more importantly to our island residents. I will note for the record, before I ask a couple of simple questions, that there was a testimony that came in, and it was from a Mr. Joseph Tidinko, VP, Director of HR and Administration Community of First Guam Federal Credit Union. And he said, "I'm pleased to submit testimony in favor of Thomas Borja's nomination to the GHURA's Board of Commissioners. I have known Thomas for a number of years and can vouch for his good moral character, honesty, and integrity. He brings to the table years of experience in in the technology field, along with high developed organizational, analytical, and managerial skills acquired in his education and his professional career. He is a dedicated family man and is intensely loyal to what he believes in. I know that the people of Guam will be well served to have Thomas appointed to the GHURA board, and I wholeheartedly endorse this nomination, and that we can contact him at jtydinko@communityfirstfcu.com, or he has his number should the committee have any questions. So I want to make sure that that gets appended to the committee report, and thank him for that. Sharing the same sentiments as Senator Ada, thank you. You have a very impressive resume, and as I was looking over, I think my first question is to say, if you could offer a change or something within your expertise to the GHURA board, to making it better or adding to what the programs have today, do you have anything in mind?
Not specifically, Madam Chairperson, but the challenges relate to numerous things. It's a $54.5 million budget, annual budget, completely federally funded. We don't get enough money from the feds as it is for any of the things where we're providing services to residents, and the resident population is increasing because of Compact Free Association, for instance, among other things. So the challenge for finance is very, very significant. I'm not sure the level of effort I can apply to that, but that's certainly something to concentrate on. Obviously, the need for land is pretty important because Director Mike Duenas was kind enough to send me a presentation that you forwarded to the governor, and there are roughly 749 units in use right now, and the waiting list is 1,700. So that's 2.5 times the number of people who are even served right now, and it's great that we're able to serve that group right now, but the waiting list means that it's significant. So between funding, which is primary, and the opportunity to get land or some method for providing more, just more residences, just in that aspect of this are pretty major challenges. So I just look forward to the opportunity to see what can be done in the existing processes and programs to be able to determine how we can work to settle that. You know, and the mission statement is to provide support, one family at a time, and hopefully we can do that one family at a time as quickly as possible in order to support the needs, because the needs are obviously very significant, and that includes families as well as elderly. So those are the things that I would look forward to working towards.
I want to say, just being able to hear your presentation and sharing with you that the manager has already given you a bird's eye view on what needs to be done and how you need to work with those mission mandates. I think that the board is going to be very pleased to have a nominee like you. I want to say that I will definitely work on your packet expeditiously, and I also want to acknowledge the Leon Guerrero family, who's very close to the family, who are here for support to you. We've known each other for a long time, and just them being here also makes me feel good that you're here supporting that the nominee here. So thank you for taking your time out of your busy schedules to be here. We do have a session in April, and it is the week of the 20th, right? And I will ask my committee to work expeditiously to get this committee report out and circulated. I just want to note for the record, and maybe just make a clarification, Mr. Sablan, if you can just join me up here, because I want to ask about the board membership. Yes, please. So I do know that we went through a public hearing for one of the other nominees that came down, and that was met with some unfortunate news that after further looking at the process to make sure that there's no potential conflicts of interest, we had to lose that one, and now we have Mr. Borja on.
That's right.
You say you have 5 members sitting.
Yes.
How many of those 5 sitting right now is expired?
4. myself, Ms. Deanne Torrey, Ms. Rosie Bloss, and currently, just recently expired, is Annabelle Dansel. Yeah, Ms. Dansel had replaced, I believe, Mr. Polino, so she took over
The vice chair.
the vice chair's spot and continued on his term. And so he was appointed along the same lines as myself and Ms. Bloss and Ms. Torrey in 2011. So when he passed away, Ms. Dansel filled his slot and just took his term, and so his term also expired. So in effect, Ms. Dansel's term has also expired. So there's 4 of us. The only one that is current is Mr. Leon Guerrero, who is the resident commissioner. He's an individual that stays within one of our programs.
The compound.
That's
right.
right, in public housing.
And so he's the only one
He's
that's
the only one that still has some
time on him.
time left on his term.
At least a year or 2, am I right?
Yeah, several years, in fact. I think
Okay.
it's probably 4 years. So he's okay. But the rest of us, all our terms have expired already. But
But you're
under the
still
law,
volunteering. You're
yes,
still giving
we,
your
we continue to serve. We can continue to serve until our replacements are duly nominated by the governor and confirmed by the legislature. So Mr. Borja is the only one that has been appointed. I would think that Mr. Borja is actually filling one of those vacancies that has not been appointed to, because I noticed
Right.
his term is for 5 years.
for 5 years.
That's correct.
It's
So
a full term.
that's right. So he would be filling no one's expired or no one's current term. He's actually having his own term
Well,
once he gets your confirmation.
So just for the record, I just want to again reiterate what I said earlier, is to take the time to write to the governor and ask him to at least reconsider the appointees who have committed a lot of their time to serving on the board, and to make sure that they bring down those reappointments, or so that we could make sure that the mission mandate of the GHURA agency is the mandate moves on and moves forward, because we do have a lot of critical projects that are in right now, and making sure that we give GHURA the service it needs. So I want to say thank you again. Mr. Borja, you got your work cut out for you. I used to say to every time I go to a ribbon cutting ceremony, I said, usually there's always controversial issues that a lot of our agencies have to go through, hurdles and obstacles, but with GHURA, I'm always attending ribbon cutting ceremonies, and for me, that's a very positive thing.
Yeah, we have one tomorrow, by the way.
And you have one tomorrow for the Estumbo Community Center. And I want to say again, thank you for all the hard work
Yeah,
into
and
the
I
staff
think we
of
have
GHURA.
one coming up. Mr. Duenas may be able to know the details, but we have one coming up because we also built a recreational facility for the mayor of Sinajana.
Yes, that's right. The open
so-
gymnasium facility, open door court. So, yes, very, very excited. I know the whole community. We were there for the groundbreaking, and now
It's done.
it's fully realized with the support of GHURA. So at this time, I will have called the public hearing on the appointment of Thomas B. Borja, member, Guam Housing and Urban Renewal Authority Board of Commissioners, publicly heard. Again, I will leave the record open for a short time. I will definitely make it a point for this nomination to be on the April session. So I'd like, again, to extend my thank yous to everyone that's here, and call this public hearing adjourned at 9:34 a.m. Sitos Masi, Sana Masi.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.